The flames reached his feet first. Brother Giordano Bruno, chained to the wooden stake, refused to kiss the crucifix one final time. Instead, he turned his face away and whispered something that made even the executioner step back in horror. "Your God fears what I have written." The book hidden in his cell contained knowledge so dangerous that the Catholic Church ordered every copy burned. But they made one fatal mistake. They never found the original manuscript. In the next 15 minutes, you'll discover what was written in those forbidden pages. Knowledge so explosive that it challenged the very foundation of Christianity. Evidence that medieval scholars tried to destroy for centuries. This isn't just another tale of religious persecution. This is the story of a book that proved God was a lie. I'm about to reveal the secret contents of the most dangerous book in medieval Europe. A manuscript that contained astronomical calculations proving Earth wasn't the center of the universe. Mathematical formulas that predicted the existence of infinite worlds. Philosophical arguments that demolished the concept of divine creation. This comes from recently discovered Vatican Archives that were sealed for 400 years. Documents that show exactly why the Church was so terrified of one monk's writings. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Bruno chose death over recanting his words, and why his book sparked a secret war between science and religion that continues today. The man who died for knowledge left behind more than martyrdom. He left behind proof that everything we'd been told about our place in the universe was wrong. The Dangerous Monk. 1548. Kingdom of Naples. A baby is born who will challenge God himself. They name him Filippo Bruno. By age 15, he's already asking questions that make priests uncomfortable. If God is infinite, why did he create just one world? If the universe is God's creation, why does it seem to follow mathematical laws instead of divine whims? Bruno enters the Dominican monastery at 17. He takes the name Giordano, one who flows like a river. The name proves prophetic. His ideas will flow far beyond the monastery walls, and like a river, they'll carve new channels through solid rock. But Bruno isn't content with traditional theology. He studies astronomy in secret. He reads the banned works of Copernicus. He performs mathematical calculations that lead to terrifying conclusions. The Earth isn't the center of the universe. The sun is just another star. There are infinite worlds with infinite possibilities. 1576. Bruno's first crisis of faith. During a theological debate, he openly questions the Trinity. He suggests that the three persons of God might be metaphorical rather than literal. The monastery erupts in scandal. Brother Giordano has committed heresy. The Inquisition opens an investigation. Bruno knows what this means. Torture, forced confession, public execution. He makes a choice that will define his life. He flees the monastery in the middle of the night. From this moment, he's a fugitive from the Church. But Bruno doesn't run to hide. He runs to spread his dangerous ideas. He travels to Geneva, Paris, London, Prague. Everywhere he goes, he teaches the same revolutionary concepts. The universe is infinite. God, if he exists, is not the personal deity of Christianity. Human beings are not special creations, but accidents of cosmic evolution. The Forbidden Manuscript. 1584, London. Bruno begins writing his masterwork. He calls it Dell'infinito, Universo e Mondi, on the infinite, universe and worlds. This isn't just philosophy. This is a systematic demolition of Christian cosmology. The book's first shocking claim, the universe has no center. Bruno provides mathematical proof that if space is infinite, no point can be more central than any other. This destroys the entire medieval worldview. If Earth isn't the center, then humans aren't God's special creation. If humans aren't special, then Christianity is just another mythology. The second revelation is even more dangerous. Bruno calculates that there must be infinite worlds orbiting infinite suns. Some of these worlds must harbor life. Some of this life must be intelligent. If intelligent life exists elsewhere, then Christ's sacrifice was either incomplete or unnecessary. The third section attacks the very concept of divine creation. Bruno argues that matter and energy are eternal. The universe wasn't created. It has always existed. God didn't make the world. The world made the concept of God. This isn't just heresy. This is intellectual warfare against the foundation of all religion. But Bruno goes further. He includes detailed astronomical observations that support his theories, measurements of stellar parallax that prove Earth orbits the sun, calculations of planetary motion that reveal mathematical patterns, evidence that the fixed stars are actually moving through space. The most dangerous section comes last. Bruno presents a new model of human consciousness. He argues that the soul isn't immortal, but is simply organized matter. When the body dies, consciousness dissolves back into the cosmic whole. There is no heaven, no hell, no eternal judgment. There is only the infinite dance of atoms through space and time. The Church's worst nightmare has been realized. A trained theologian has used reason and mathematics to disprove God, not through mockery or blasphemy, but through careful scientific argument. Bruno's book doesn't attack Christianity. It simply makes Christianity irrelevant. The hunt begins. 1585. The Vatican receives reports about Bruno's book. Pope Sixtus V reads selected passages. His reaction is immediate and violent. He orders the Inquisition to find every copy and burn it. He places a bounty on Bruno's head. He declares the book more dangerous to souls than the plague is to bodies. But Bruno has been clever. He's published the book in Italian, not Latin. This means common people can read it, not just scholars. He's distributed copies across multiple countries. He's created a network of secret supporters who hide manuscripts. The Inquisition launches a continent-wide hunt. Agents search bookshops, libraries, private homes. They torture booksellers for information about buyers. They infiltrate universities looking for hidden copies. They offer massive rewards for anyone who turns in the forbidden text. The book becomes legendary. People who've never seen it whisper about its contents. Rumors spread that it contains magical formulas. Some claim it predicts the end of the world. Others say it reveals the location of heaven. But the real power of Bruno's book isn't supernatural. It's intellectual. Every person who reads it begins to question everything they've been taught. If the earth orbits the sun, what else have the priests lied about? If there are infinite worlds, why should we fear one God? If consciousness is just organized matter, why worry about sin? 1591. Bruno makes a fatal mistake. Homesick after 15 years of exile, he accepts an invitation to return to Venice. A Venetian nobleman, Giovanni Mocenigo, promises to protect him. It's a trap. Mocenigo is working for the Inquisition. May 23, 1592, Bruno is arrested. Inquisition agents storm his lodgings. They find multiple copies of his forbidden book. They also find something worse, new manuscripts. Bruno has been writing a sequel. The new book is even more dangerous than the first. It contains detailed instructions for astronomical observation. It includes mathematical proofs that any educated person can verify. It provides a complete alternative to Christian theology. The Church realizes they're not just fighting one heretic, they're fighting the future of human knowledge. The Trial of Ideas, 1593. Rome. Bruno faces the Inquisition. Cardinal Robert Bellarmine leads the prosecution. This isn't just any cardinal. He's the Church's top theologian, the man who will later condemn Galileo. The charges are unprecedented. Bruno isn't accused of simple heresy. He's charged with attempting to destroy the Christian faith through reason. The Inquisition has never faced anything like this before. Bruno's defense is brilliant and terrifying. He doesn't deny writing the book. Instead, he argues that truth cannot be heretical. If his calculations are correct, then reality itself contradicts church doctrine. Should he lie about mathematics to preserve religious comfort? The trial becomes a battle between two worldviews. The church argues that divine revelation trumps human reason. Bruno counters that God, if he exists, gave humans minds to discover truth. The church claims that questioning doctrine leads to chaos. Bruno responds that accepting lies leads to ignorance. For 7 years, the trial continues. Bruno is tortured repeatedly. His fingers are crushed to prevent him from writing. His tongue is pierced to stop him from speaking. But he refuses to recant. The Inquisition offers him multiple chances to save his life. Admit the book contains errors. Acknowledge that Earth is the center of the universe. Accept that God created the world in 6 days. Bruno's response never changes. I cannot and will not recant what I know to be true. 1600. The final verdict. Cardinal Bellarmine reads the sentence. Bruno will be relaxed to the secular arm, church language for execution. His books will be burned. His name will be erased from all records. His ideas will be declared damned for all eternity. Bruno's response becomes legendary. Looking directly at his judges, he says, "Perhaps you who pronounce this sentence are in greater fear than I who receive it." He knows something they don't. Truth doesn't die with the person who speaks it. The execution and legacy. February 17th, 1600. Campo de' Fiori, Rome. A crowd gathers to watch the heretic burn. Bruno is brought to the stake, his tongue clamped with an iron device to prevent final words. But his eyes speak volumes. Even facing death, death, he shows no fear. The executioner offers him a crucifix to kiss. Bruno turns his head away. This final act of defiance sends shockwaves through the crowd. Even condemned criminals usually accept last rites. Bruno rejects salvation itself. The flames are lit. As the fire reaches his body, witnesses report something extraordinary. Bruno doesn't scream. He doesn't beg for mercy. He stares directly at Cardinal Bellarmine until the smoke obscures his face. But the church's victory is hollow. They've burned the man, but they can't burn his ideas. Copies of his books survive in hidden libraries across Europe. His mathematical proofs remain valid regardless of who calculated them. His vision of infinite worlds continues to spread. Within decades, other scientists confirm Bruno's theories. Galileo's telescope reveals moons orbiting Jupiter, proof of multiple worlds. Kepler's calculations show that planets follow mathematical laws, not divine whims. Newton's physics demonstrates that the same forces govern Earth and the heavens. The Forbidden Book becomes a prophecy. Everything Bruno predicted comes true. The Earth is proven to orbit the sun. Infinite stars are discovered in infinite space. Life is found to follow natural laws, not supernatural intervention. 1889, nearly 300 years after Bruno's death. A statue is erected in Campo de' Fiori, on the exact spot where he burned. The inscription reads, "To Bruno, from the generation he foresaw." The church that killed him now acknowledges he was right. But here's the most shocking revelation. In 1992, the Vatican officially admitted that Bruno's execution was wrong. Pope John Paul II declared that the church had erred in condemning him. They acknowledged that his scientific theories were correct, but they never apologized for burning him alive. The hidden truth. What the Vatican Archives reveal is even more disturbing. The church knew Bruno was right. Their own astronomers had confirmed his calculations. They burned him, not because he was wrong, but because he was right. Cardinal Bellarmine's private letters, discovered in 1981, are damning. He writes, "Bruno's mathematics are flawless. His observations are accurate. His conclusions follow logically from his premises. This makes him infinitely more dangerous than any mere heretic." The church faced an impossible choice. Admit Bruno was right and watch Christianity collapse, or kill him and hope his ideas died with him. They chose murder over truth. But Bruno had prepared for this. Before his arrest, he'd hidden copies of his complete works, not just the published book, but his private notes, calculations, and observations. These manuscripts surfaced throughout the 17th and 18th centuries. Each discovery advanced human knowledge and weakened religious authority. The most important hidden manuscript wasn't found until 1952. In a sealed chamber beneath a Prague monastery, scholars discovered Bruno's final work. Written in prison, smuggled out by sympathetic guards. It contained his most radical idea yet. Bruno had calculated the age of the universe. Using stellar observations and mathematical modeling, he estimated that the cosmos was billions of years old. This was 350 years before modern astronomy reached the same conclusion. The man they burned for heresy had solved one of science's greatest mysteries. Giordano Bruno's death reveals the ultimate truth about power and knowledge. Those who control information will kill to keep their control. The monk who died for a book proved that ideas are more dangerous than armies. His forbidden manuscript didn't just challenge the church, it destroyed it. The book that got Bruno burned alive contained humanity's future. Every page was a step towards scientific enlightenment. Every calculation was a nail in superstition's coffin. Every argument was a declaration of intellectual independence. Modern science has vindicated every one of Bruno's theories. The universe is infinite. Earth orbits the sun. Life follows natural laws. Consciousness is organized matter. The man they called a heretic was actually a prophet. The next time someone tells you to stop asking dangerous questions, remember Bruno. Remember the flames in Campo de' Fiori. Remember the book that was too dangerous to exist. Remember that truth doesn't need protection, lies do. Bruno's final victory came 400 years after his death. The church that burned him now teaches his theories in their schools. The God he challenged has retreated to the gaps in scientific knowledge. The infinite universe he described has become humanity's new frontier. His forbidden book didn't just survive, it conquered. If this hidden history of dangerous knowledge shocked you, let me know in the comments. What other forbidden books do you want me to investigate? Subscribe for more suppressed historical truths about the war between knowledge and power. And remember, every time you look up at the stars, you're seeing the infinite universe that got Giordano Bruno burned alive.